a brief period,
Did
and then
you?
it just I'm able to move on.
Yeah, I'm still having some congestion, and my ears are all screwed up and clogged. And
No, don't do that. I keep
I'm
telling
glad
you, you got to eat
it
this
seems mild for you.
microphone.
yeah, it was only a couple days that it was
Oh,
sucked. Really sucked.
lucky bastard.
Well, as you guys can hear, we're discussing why Brian was MIA last week. He got the C-19
I got
in 22.
it.
Way to be late,
You
Brian.
ain't kidding. Ducked and dodged it for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Working
man.
with kids, working with large, in and out groups of adults as well. Yeah,
Axe
bravo,
boosted,
man.
masked, all that.
Yeah,
crap.
I know, right? Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyways, guys, let's talk some Classroom of the Elite here on the Animeversal Reuse podcast on the Genreverse Podcast Network. Wherever you get your podcast from and YouTube channel, please follow and subscribe. We're part of the big LRMonline.com family. Go there every day for all of your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. And of course, we are sponsored. Almost got caught in a loop there. We are sponsored by the good folks over at Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. A little bit more from them later in the episode. I'm Kyle Malone on my third video for the day. This is Christine, my wife, and of course, as we like to joke, our husband over there, Brian. Well, how's it going, bud?
Hey.
So we were just mentioning your grand recovery against the mighty C-19 in 2022, and I'm only being half funny here, but yeah, man, you missed out last week. Last episode was pretty freaking intense at times, and I gotta know, dude, what'd you think of last episode, and what would you grade it?
Good episode. Like you said, things are getting more serious. We're finally the protagonist. I can't remember the character's name.
Ayanokoji.
We're starting to see more layers and more strategy, and it's even to a point where it's dark, and it's like, ooh, that's messed up. As far as a grade for that one, how would I grade that one?
For context, we gave it B pluses.
That's about right. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. B plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was good. What? So we had a bunch of comments from our review last week, and I will say you guys are getting double dose of AVR today. We did Christina and I watched it and reacted to it, and then we've got this review with Brian up, and we might look in the future of how the three of us could do something like that. I know some were mentioning how they would kind of like to see the reaction and review put together, but that is a lot of work on scheduling, one, and two, a lot of work on me with the way we would have to feed video and all of that. So Christine and I watch a lot of ecchi stuff, and we watch a lot of rom-coms. If you guys are into that, down in the comments, let us know if you might want to see like reactions to a weekly seasonal rom-com or something not Thai. Let us know. But this episode was interesting, but I got the person that made comments last week, almost lost my thought. They like timestamped little questions that we had and things that we missed. Did you get a chance to look through any of that, Brian?
I never did.
Okay.
Yeah, what was the main things you...
I can't even remember,
okay.
man. A lot of little things like Christine had seen the scar on Karyozawa's abdomen, but I missed that. I was like, what did he see, or what's going on? Little things like that, and I mean, it was just an intense episode, man. Did you really what did you think when he started doing the things that he was doing to Karyozawa there?
I mean, I'm loving it just because it's
let her hit rock
the whole
bottom.
well, the first chunk of the first season was basically, now when you look back on it, him assessing everything and everyone.
Mhm.
And then now that he's sort of gauged roughly how people are and their behaviors and how they act, now he's implementing his plans.
Mhm.
And that's,
Yeah.
we're seeing that evolution. And so that to me, last week's episode was the first one where you truly are like, okay, he has ambition, and at any cost, or or at least at a cost.
Yeah.
And then this episode continued that.
Absolutely. And when it comes to this episode, you get to see a lot more of the like planning elements. You get to kind of hear him divulge some of what he's got on his plate, and up next for others. This episode, it's got a lot of moments where you watch things in the background. That's what I'm doing more often, and every action that happens, I'm questioning things when there's this isn't really a spoiler, but Pseudo, the red-haired guy in Class D, not Ryu, and not the long-haired one, when he and Ayanokoji are doing the physical, exam or tests or whatever, and the strength thing, like I even questioned that. Like I'm sitting here questioning, did Pseudo did he just out Ayanokoji? Did he just get information from him by saying that, an average strength test is this, but it's really not? Or was that just Pseudo thinking, because that's what he can get, that's what average is? Like, I trust no one here.
I don't think my thing's working.
You are
Talking.
Your
Yeah,
mic's
I can
working.
see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can give you a little bit self volume.
Okay.
Does that?
Yeah.
Better?
I just want to. Yeah. I want to
Oh,
make sure
okay.
that. Yeah. Because I was just like, am I working?
Yeah,
But I
can
don't
see
think it was. I don't think it was intentional. I just think maybe since he's an athlete,
Yeah.
he's thinking averages on athletes.
Like I said, that but not this group of kids. Like Ayanokoji sitting in the classroom, being hands down. We'll discuss.
What does he know
specifics.
about normal people? Because he's only around people who hang out in gyms. He's not thinking of averages and
I don't know.
those, yeah. So I don't think it was.
What do you think, Brian? Was
think it was a
Pseudo?
sneaky move.
Do you think he was getting info? Do you think he's got motives, or do you think it was just Pseudo being Pseudo?
It could just be Pseudo being Pseudo, but it's tough to
I
say.
think he's Class D for a reason.
You might be right, but it is tough to say, because every so many episodes we find out another character's a little bit about their backstory. And you start to learn that the face that everybody is presenting is, in a lot of cases, not the reality of who they are. We're
From Kushida in the first season to the God, what is her name? The pink and blonde haired girl from Class B that helped them out in the last episode. I forget her name, but or not helped them out, kind of screwed them over.
Yeah.
But even
But
though
yeah,
he was somewhat planning for it, she still managed to mess things up some. Yeah, and you even pointed out how Karyozawa was being all silent and stuff in the classroom during this whole explanation of the sports festival they're going to have. And yeah, man, I find myself watching background all the time and trying to, I don't know, it's weird. Either you guys doing that more now, looking behind?
Yeah.
Who's doing what? Yeah. They're not even showing your, because that's like the anime way to do things. They're not, drawing your eyes. Something's going up. There's something's going on.
The scene where the two characters are arguing in the class, the main character is sitting in the back, almost like he's asleep. Like he's uninterested. And you're right. You start noticing things like that. They're all putting on fronts from what, is really going on.
Yeah. So what would you grade this episode, Brian?
B+. I put it on, to me, this week's and last week's We're about the same as far as, for me, quality.
Christine?
A B?
Okay.
I'm going to go with B.
Why lower than last week?
I guess the intensity was lower, and then of course there's like more explanation again. Like here we got another assignment, and there's, we have to let you know what this is, and there's less going on with the kids as far as like drama. I mean, there was some drama in it, but
we got that sweet ass 3-legged race.
Yeah, we got that,
Well,
that
yeah.
3-legged race. So I'm gonna go with Brian and give it a B plus. I felt it was very much on the same level. Although I did appreciate the some of the comedic relief we got in this. That was nice. So,
but it wasn't good as last week's, so I had to bring it.
But I don't know if it was less good. I don't know.
Okay,
It feels about this. Feels about the same. Feels about the same as I do these segues to our sponsor, Grow Generation, which is I feel great about them.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. For all of your cultivation needs, Grow Generation has the right products, service and staff to make your grow successful. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
Thank you, Grow Generation, for sponsoring the episode as usual. So there's really two big moments or not moments, but kind of like setups in this episode. One, it's really cool how and spoilers, by the way, if I didn't say that, how so much of this takes place in this classroom. You get a little breakout in the hallway and a little bit of a flashback. But mostly it's in this classroom before you head outdoors. And I find it so interesting that in anime, as much as we're looking for artwork, and they do all these beautiful scenes and these really, really amazing detailed interiors, and yet this show managed to keep us occupied for half the runtime in a classroom listening to people talk. It was like the most intense Kevin Smith film ever.
Funny. Yeah.
But you have the sports festival coming up. Two kind of ideas on how to win it, because it ties into the academic side. It's basically to show that you can't just be good at one thing, and that's what I kept like coming back to in my mind as Horikita and Ayanokoji by proxy, along with Karuizawa, are pushing Horikita's plan, which is to kind of spread the pain, but also spread the wealth to make up for those that aren't as good in athletics, while not letting the athletic ones get away scot-free by offering assistance, so to speak, point wise, through the ones that are better at written tests. Like I feel like these kids are being bred or trained for like military leadership and stuff. Like the amount of balancing crap that they have to go through is insane. Christine, what do you think about this whole sports test and kind of like two approaches and stuff? Like, yeah, go.
Well, when I first heard it, I'm like, sports festival? This is gonna suck. But I mean, it's interesting. We'll see how it goes. The plan is, of course, interesting. Again, it's, put on Horikita, and it's just, I'm wondering if it's like he's setting her up to take like some kind of fall or something. I don't get it. Like, I'm definitely not as smart as this guy, but yeah, it's so interesting, like how he plans things and what he's doing. And it was so cool with the text that he had sent to Karuizawa, and I was like, did I get the name right?
Yeah. K will be.
Yeah. So like, I had noticed like, her head down. I'm like, something's up, So she starts debating in class on the fly. So where was I going with this? Shit. Trying to build up, her plan to do all of this. And it was just kind of interesting. Like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Why? And I'm just curious on how all this is going to play out.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I just love how all the athletic students were just like, yes,
Excited. Yeah.
Finally.
like this is it.
Our time to shine.
CotE didn't have anything to say though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting how all the challenges are multi-part, because it's like if you're in the bottom, you lose points on exams. If you're at the top, you can gain points. There's all these strategies that they weave into there where it's like, okay, if you work more as the team and strategize that way, it could be more beneficial for everyone. But then there's the idea of the breakaway. Well, if you do your own thing, and this has been almost in every test, where it's like they want you to work as a team, but they allow you enough wiggle room to where you can screw over everyone and rise to the top yourself. So it's interesting how this one's going to play out, it being sports. But yeah, no.
I was pretty interested in the interactions between Ayanokoji and Karuizawa again in their hallway scene, where she's like, well, what is it that's going on? Why are you doing the things you're doing? She's been a good puppet for him, doing his bidding. But the moment where he tells her, I can't divulge all my plans to you, but I'll tell you what, we're going to be betrayed coming up. Watch it. And
like he sees it coming, and it's like, we don't. Yeah.
And it brings us into the kind of like next part of the episode, which is the time where they're getting ready for the sports festival by checking everyone's kind of like stats, their current abilities.
There is something that I did want to add when they shared the list of things that they needed to do.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
No, it's like a field day.
Yeah, and I was thinking like, man, they're going to be doing like, you got to do a bunch of push-ups. Where you're having to, pull up with the rope and
tug of war and 100-meter dash. And
yeah, I thought it would be like maybe like not quite something that the Army would expect, but something.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, something similar, something close, but something actually challenging.
In there is that whole thing we were discussing at first about pseudo and the grip strength thing, and when he first asked the question, I mean, it's not like calling anything super deep, like you can see this coming a million miles away, but I was like, so he's gonna just do just enough, like maybe just slightly above average,
because that's all that he does.
And that's what he does, but it's to help him kind of hang low. But now he's been kind of outed, whether on purpose or not. And I don't trust Pseudo to not have a to have motives to be shady. But I thought it was just another good moment with him, because it's a moment where his plan goes awry, and you're like watching to see his reactions to it. What'd you think of that stuff, Brian?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, we've known since season 1 that he underperforms, whether it's tests or whatever, and it's to basically not stand out, I think. And
just like that barely passing.
Yeah. And we get to the whole part where they're beyond testing, strength and stuff, doing the events to try to figure out who should be on what team. And this argument over 3-legged races, and it's all a metaphor for teamwork, both in the race, but in real life, off of the race field of, being able to work with your partner, being reliant on other people, putting trust in other people. And Horikita is just screwing the pooch on this one, man, letting her emotions get ahead of her, get a hold of her. I like, when he's like, hey, why don't we run the race to see if we would be a good match for the COED three-legged race, because she's sitting here just dogging her partners, and he drags her, man, just straight up drags her and teaches her a lesson before going on about, oh, but by the way, and this is information he doesn't divulge to Kei, the Karizawa, hey, this traitor in our midst is crap. I not Ichinose. What is her name again? I just frack.
The fake girl.
Kushida. There you go. Kushida. Kikyo. She's a traitor. She's gonna betray us. She's gonna screw us over. And you're just left like, okay, so again, he's got all these different things. What is his goal with Horikita? Like, that's one of the biggest questions I have in my mind. What do you got, Christine?
I don't know. One thing is, how come she hasn't learned yet after experiencing that whole survivor situation on the island, that you have to work as a group and you can't just like, oh, I'm going to do this myself attitude, and how come you can't be on my level, and I'm just mad at you. This is why I don't need all of you kind of thing. It's like, get over it.
Yeah.
So it's like having to teach her again, because clearly she needs a reminder. But, she is very smart. I'm not quite sure what he sees in Horikita. But clearly there's something there. And there's so much that he is seeing, these puzzle pieces that he is seeing, that he's putting together that we haven't seen yet. Like, he had already pieced together that there is a traitor. Although it was kind of funny, like, seeing the fake girl, I want to be friends with everyone
Kushida
girl. Yeah, where it's like, oh yeah, well, if it is someone, yeah, of course it's going to be her. So it's like, it's a surprise, but not a huge one.
Yeah.
So.
Brian, we got about 2 minutes before your camera's going to go off. Can you finish your words in less than that? No, if you need to do your camera real quick, you can go ahead. Yeah. No, go ahead and stop and restart the camera, because I still have to do the closeout part.
At it. Hold on.
Coming up on 25 minutes. Anyways, so yeah, man. What do you take on all of that, Ayanokoji and Horikita stuff, and of course Kushida being outed as a betrayer?
Well, his goal is to get, appears his goal is to get to Class A.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows, learning different things about people, including the fact that there's siblings. He's using all of it to his advantage. How and what his strategy is, I have no idea. But I think the sibling thing is a part of his strategy. As far as the traitor,
what am I missing about siblings?
The president.
The
guy.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
brother.
I thought there was a new
no
relationship that I had. You're fine.
Yeah, the brother, and so there's something to that he I think he's looking at. And I have a sneaking suspicion that he came to this school with certain knowledge that maybe not everybody has, and I don't know why. And I think it's tied to his backstory and whoever he is. And maybe he's on his own little quest that nobody realizes. I just get that vibe. And there was all those weird flashbacks last season.
Yeah.
Which were just odd, the way it was presented. So it almost feels like there's something more to him, and maybe he's there on some other quest. I don't know. Mission.
Possibly.
But
yeah,
as far as the traitor thing, I don't I don't know, but he seems to always predict people betraying and screwing others over to and using it to his advantage. So
I wonder if he's studied the students
ahead of time somehow?
Yeah, as a possibility where like he's studied them, like done some research, like found out who was going to be in his grade.
He's definitely done of course research since school, but that would make sense. He would be the one that would figure out who's going to be in the school, and yeah, I don't know. I'm really digging the show. As for how it's all gonna, I have no idea. And that's why we don't do like well, guess what's gonna happen next segment anymore.
Yeah, because it's hard to do. Although, like, going back to rewatch, I wonder, like, just how many it's like, man, how come we didn't see that?
We didn't see that?
Yeah.
Any final words on Classroom of the Elite season 2 episode 4? Go once, going twice, go fuck yourself. Guys, I appreciate everyone. We appreciate everyone that is subscribed, everyone that watches, chats with us down in the comments. Really do appreciate it. How we move forward, like I said, doing reactions was kind of interesting, and I'm open to it, and I'm open to all three of us, and whenever it could work, if Brian's down for something similar, but it's a bit to set up. So look for Christine and I to do some episode reactions to stuff every now and then, and we'll kind of swing the rest of the reviews the normal way. For those of you that haven't been around for a lot of the channel history and stuff, my stutter and everything comes from a head injury. And that's what makes a lot of these videos difficult to do, and I can get overwhelmed. You want to see me get overwhelmed? Go watch the videos we put up on Sunday for Comic-Con, or Saturday for Comic-Con. You can literally watch me deteriorate as each video
as the day goes by.
As the day goes by,
every video that you do, more work, more
train.
Yeah.
So, I just, not looking for any sympathy, but just kind of giving you the audience, some insight as to why we might not just take all of this into, we can do reactions. Going through and cutting all that up is extra work when I've got a lot of, regular, review stuff automated through like, OBS, and it doesn't really require a lot of editing. So yeah. Just things to keep in mind. Anyways, no, go that way. Genreverse. Genreverse.com goes to lrmonline.com for the time being, but go there every day for all of your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. All of our podcasts are available from there. Here on the right hand side, Star Wars news, Marvel news, leaks, rumors, celebrity interviews, reviews, written videos, podcasts. I already mentioned them. Everything you guys can imagine right here on lrmonline.com. All of our podcasts are available wherever you get those from. So Google, Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever works for you. Give us a follow. Leave a review if you can. There's outlets and conventions that look for reviews, and in addition to followers and subscriber accounts, on whether or not they'll give you press badges. So yeah, that'll help us out. And of course, all of our shows are available on the YouTube channel. If you're watching us, thank you. Please do subscribe. If you aren't watching, well, you won't be able to see the live, or not live, but real-time reactions that we do because because those are when it makes sense to put up on podcast channels. So yeah, go to YouTube, Genreverse Podcast on YouTube. And I also do Genre Shot trailer reactions there. So yeah, Brian also does YouTube. Brian, tell them about your channel.
It's called PulpMythos. Hasn't been anything in a little while, but it's coming back strong in August. City on a Hill, we'll be covering that, so look for that.
There you guys go. All right. All sorts of social media information down below. Follow us on Twitter and all that good stuff. And yeah, we will talk to you next week.